What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can text us 865-658-5824. Joined alongside Tim live in Green Bay. We may have Emilio joining shortly. I don't know. He might be running from the law or something right now. Tim, you never know what's going on down there in the just south of Knoxville. Things get a little wacky, if you know what I mean. But how you doing tonight, pal?
I'm doing good. I'm sure Emilio's behaving. He's a law-abiding citizen. For sure.
I wouldn't call Emilio a pillar of the community or anything myself. That's my opinion, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But tell you what, we're not wrong about. That's the quality service you get over at Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. Wisconsin-based since '92, specializing in Packers tickets. They're Wisconsin's largest ticket source with offices next to Lambeau and in Milwaukee. Click on the link in the video description here that'll send you to theticketking.com, where you can register for free as a customer and go ahead and start shopping for those Packers tickets. Again, that's Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. So obviously it is a Victory Monday. I'm excited to get in here and talk some Packers, man. It was an absolute blast today. First of all, the Bears, the gift that the Bears gave us last night as the NFL week wrapped up.
Still suck.
Let me tell you, it's the gift that keeps on giving. We're going to talk about that. Obviously, we're going to cover it. To get my fans situated here.
Ain't no problem.
It was just
that ain't no problem.
Well, this might be my favorite week of NFL football, barring any kind of playoff win or obviously the Super Bowl win.
Playoffs?
This week was just awesome, dude. The Packers go out there and get a much needed W. They do it staring, adversity right in the face. Which was just awesome to see. And then the Bears to stink up the joint there to wrap up that 4:00 hour was just absolutely awesome, man. And I know
I had more fun watching them try and run the old refrigerator Perry move and having it completely backfire. That was equally, if not more, entertaining than the piss poor effort on the Hail Mary there. That was great. Yeah. Either way, thanks Chicago.
As always, thank you, Chicago. We appreciate you. Let's see. Nick McSwain in the chat says, "Sup, PTA? The amount of doom and gloom I've seen is insane. LOL. You'd think it was a 52-14 loss with how people are talking online." Nick, we were just talking about that offline, man. Me and Tim.
Yep.
And again, what it is, it's false expectations. We talked about it all week long. You're talking about a 4-point spread, and the amount of people that have more faith in their personal opinion of how a football game is going to play out over the literal experts around the game. And listen, the experts even get it wrong, right? They get it wrong a lot.
Yep.
But they get it right enough to make a boatload of money handicapping games and everything. And you're going to get some that get out of hand quick, and there'll be the big surprises. There'll be the big upsets. There'll also be the ones, well, yep, we've seen that coming. But a game like yesterday, man, first of all, it's on the road. You're only 4-point favorites, right? And we know how the Packers play in the heat. We've seen that time and time again. And on top of that, your starting quarterback gets hurt after the first drive, and he tries to eke it out. I just don't know what people are expecting. I really don't. And I honestly believe that negative part of the fan base, I don't want to be mean and say they're just wanting to be miserable, but their first instinct is, what went wrong? Why did we not win by 60 points? And I will never understand it. I just don't get why people
either.
So
it's not easy to win in this league, man. It's not.
It's really not. And again, that's why I'm laughing about it, because it's like it's going to happen again next week. Like, the line's coming up, and we're going to have plenty of time to break that down. We're going to focus on Victory Monday, and we're going to turn this positive. I don't want to say I hate that we had to start it negative, because I wanted to read Nick's comment, because I'm seeing the same thing, Nick. You're not, you're not the only one out there. But like the Lions, everyone's already going to paint this picture that the Packers have absolutely no shot at beating the Lions. Listen, it's going to be an uphill battle. If Jordan doesn't play, and we'll talk about that, he's, I think, week to week or day to day right now is what they're saying, which, we know what that can mean. If he doesn't play and we go with Malik Willis,
we still have a chance to win.
Absolutely, because there's so many things that can go wrong, man. There's so many things that can go wrong for the Lions and all of a sudden you got a 10-point lead and they have to change their game plan, and now they're playing into your hands and vice versa. So what I'm saying is if the Lions boat raced us by 30 points, I'm not going to get on here, act depressed, and pretend like I'm surprised. If the Packers eke out a 3-point win, I'm not going to get on here and go, whoa, can you believe we beat the big bad Lions? It happens every single week in the National Football League. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm with you, Nick. I'm glad you brought that up because I've been seeing it too. It's just, man, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. He also said Caleb Williams had like 50 yards or something stupid before the fourth quarter. He had less than 100 yards passing going in the fourth quarter, Tim, which was just absolutely wild, man.
And then he's screaming at his teammates after the Hail Mary.
Wasn't it amazing that his completion percentage, if I remember correctly, was 41%. He completed 41% of his passes. Could not do anything offensively all day long. His defense kept him in the game all day long. And then they connect on that Hail Mary, and he's shouting at his teammates on the field. Like,
right.
And again, elite arm talent. This is what we talked about. Elite arm talent. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. When things are going good, he's going to be a lot of fun, and he's going to be Mr. Rah-Rah, and everybody's going to love him in Chicago. But the thing you really learn about someone when things go bad, like think of Jordan last year. Got off to that horrible start, just kept his head down, kept working, didn't pass blame, was shouldering all the blame on himself. They could turn it around. When you get a quarterback who doesn't act like a leader, those type of things are going to rear its ugly head, and it's not going to happen when you're winning. It's going to happen when you lose.
Look at what's happening down in Indy right now, what they're dealing with at the quarterback position.
What a wild story that is, man.
Yeah.
If for those of you who don't know, if you watch the McAfee show, him being an Indianapolis Colts fan, obviously he talked about it extensively. But essentially, Anthony Richardson, who, by the way, I got roasted for basically my draft board had him at the top. But when a listener asked me to break down the quarterback class, like how I feel, my personal opinion, which I don't like doing, he was the bottom of the top quarter. I had him below I had him below Will Levis, actually, because accuracy is not that easy to fix, right? Yep. We're seeing Jordan Love. His accuracy is still an issue, right? It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. And the vibe I always got from Anthony Richardson was he's big, fast, physical, just this absolute dog of an athlete, but he doesn't seem like a film junkie. He doesn't seem like he doesn't have that gene that like a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady, those type of guys have. And that's the same thing can be said for Caleb Williams. Now, on the other side, Jaden Daniels, the message I was trying to send going into that draft, Tim, was if I was the Bears, I would try to trade down with Washington. And what I mean by that is I would be okay with taking both, but I would prefer Jaden Daniels. So rather than take Jaden Daniels, I would have went to Washington and said, hey, man, we've got like 3 or 4 calls coming in, people that want to trade up and get Caleb. Would you, is that somebody you're interested in, or are you set on Daniels? And if they go, well, yeah, man, we got a higher grade on Caleb. All right, cool. What would you give me? If it's a trade back 1 pick and pick up a 3rd round pick, you get your guy and you pick up a 3rd round pick, right? That's what I would have done if I was Chicago. Now, I'm glad they didn't because, again, it's boom or bust. Caleb could turn out to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, or things could go south and he ends up being a problem. So nonetheless, I'm glad you brought that up, though, because this right here, Tim, this was the highlight of the evening. We're going to play it once and then we'll move on to the Packers. But this guy right here, I don't know how it made you feel, but Joe Abdo, I hope I'm saying that right, at Joe_ABDO. Make sure you go give us a retweet and everything. It's up to 6.1 million views on Twitter. And he said, crazy video I got of the Commanders versus Bears walk-off. He didn't even realize what he got when he got it. But we're going to play it here. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. What I want you guys to key on, you've probably already seen it. But this guy right here on screen, he's basically jawing with the fans. And there's one there in the background. Look in the background. The ball snapped. Look at this. Look at this idiot. Perfect. Like, Tim.
The Bears still suck.
Winning is, a winning culture is a real thing. And what we just talked about with Caleb Williams, right? When it's me, let me draw attention to me. Let me paint my nails and show everybody, look, everybody stare at me. I'm going to be eccentric. I'm going to be different. So I get all this attention. And I'm telling you, that stuff just goes right down the line in your organization. Your quarterback is the CEO of your organization. And your CEO is basically saying me getting attention is more important than the team. And lo and behold, you got a defensive back here that – what do you think about that, bro?
I mean, that just shows you, right? Like, I mean, I talk about our boys, making mistakes and playing undisciplined and things, but we never see any nonsense like that. I mean, you got a guy back to the line of scrimmage, ball snap, but back in our day, Clayton, that would get you benched probably for at least a week. Try to make an example and get your locker room back, because what it points to is an undisciplined organization, a team that clearly, like you said, has their priorities out of whack. If it's all about the flash and me, and look at us, we beat you in your build, you're doing this. You're definitely not championship material. I can tell you that. I don't care what your record is or how good your defense is. If your guys' heads are not in the game in a crucial moment on the last play, literally the last play of the game, it just says a lot about how you're running your team. I think it says more about Coach Eberflus, I think, than
bingo.
Anything. So
bingo. I completely agree with that, man. And I think that was kind of the sentiment earlier today is this. This is it's either being coached or being allowed, and you could tell that's the culture of that team right now. And again, it starts at the top, works its way down. Matter of fact, this was on the McAfee show earlier today. I grabbed a screen grab of it. This cracked me up. First of all, Prince says the Bears. I laughed. I cried from laughing so hard.
Very well said. Of the night so far. Oh, I love it.
So they have Overreaction Monday on the McAfee show, obviously. If you're not watching Overreaction Monday every week, man, you're really missing out. Especially when the Packers win. It's a lot more enjoyable. If they lose, I'm like, I can't take it today. I got to dig into the tape. I got to figure out what, that type of thing. So that's how I punish myself. I just make myself become a football junkie. But McAfee tweeted out, I can see why Bears fans might feel this way, with a laughing emoji. I don't want to overreact, but here is the tweet. All right, it's from Gangstalicious was his name. All right,
Gangstalicious. Shout out to the Boondocks. If you know, you know.
His Twitter handle is @ToxicTremaine. All right, and I'm gonna have to paraphrase, or I'm gonna have to throw in some censorship here. All right, he says, I don't want to overreact, but Matt Eberflus has his head so far up his booty, he farts out his mouth. All right, shame to say, I got fooled by the stupid freaking haircut and beard. Freak this team. Freak Cody Parkey. Freak everything. So obviously you could imagine the word he actually used, and I'm going to go ahead and get it off the screen because there may be children watching, but that's the state of the Bears today, Tim. And we're 13 minutes in, and we've talked about the Bears. This is usually not my MO, but, man, I'm telling you, I have never had a Victory Monday where I was constantly checking to go, what are these Bears fans saying now? This is hilarious. They are absolutely miserable.
We got to hit it one more time.
The Bears still suck.
So, let's move it along. Like I said, Victory Monday in full effect. Let's get back to the chat real quick, and then we'll get into the Packers.
I mean, it is. It's always a little bit sweeter on a Victory Monday when we, in fact, have Victory Monday and the Bears lose. You got to love it.
2-0 for this in the chat says, I vote for Evan Williams as defensive player of the game. The defense completely changed when he went down. Listen, I obviously he's kind of saying that tongue in cheek, but Tim, this was a different defense when Evan Williams wasn't on the field, man. And if I hadn't watched it with my own two eyes and I just heard people talking about it, I would probably roll my eyes like, come on. As a rookie, he has that kind of impact, man. There's no doubt.
Field tilting ability, that's what we talk about. I mean, scheme tilting ability. We touched on this a little bit in the post game yesterday, where I think his absence, what it really did is it showed how much that half really made an effort to kind of scheme a defense around the fact that he's got Evan Williams out there and Javon Bullard on the field and Keyshawn Nixon and Jair Alexander. And when you lose, a piece as valuable as Evan Williams has proven to be, it does. I can see how it threw us out of whack for a little bit. And we talked about Javon Bullard, having a little more than he could handle in that slot assignment. And they had to make some adjustments. And to Coach Hafley's credit, once again, he made the adjustments, and we did enough to, secure the win. But Evan Williams is valuable. And rookie, C.J. Stroud made a comment about this, when they were talking about what a great rookie year he had. No rookie quarterback has put up numbers like this and that last year. And he kind of said, well, why do I have to be good for being a rookie? Can't good quarterback play just be good quarterback play? And I kind of feel that way about Evan Williams. Like, rookie or not, the guy showed up to this league NFL ready, for the most part, and has executed and is proven to be valuable in this secondary. And without him on the field, it's noticeable. I totally agree with that. So I think he's just playing damn good football. It doesn't matter to me that he's a rookie. And we could say that about a lot of guys. Edgerrin Cooper comes to mind. There's several first and second year guys on this team that are balling out right now. So
that's a good point. And that's exactly how Matt LaFleur looks at it too. He's like, it was like halfway through the season last year. Like, I'm done with this is a young team talk. Like we've had a whole training camp at half a season. This team isn't young anymore, which, it's not accurate when you're the youngest team in the league, but I love that mindset. Like, we're not going to lean on that, man. It's not going to be just a crutch that we use. So Ron Sample in the chat said 4-game win streaks are tough to come by. I mean,
amen, Ron.
And I didn't even realize it last night until I think it was you that brung it up. Somebody had tweeted out or put it in the comments. Was like, it might have been Emilio too, but this is the first time that the Packers went undefeated in October in a long time. I was thinking, holy cow, man, we did. We just went 4-0 in October. Pretty darn cool.
Yeah, this isn't like this isn't baseball, right? Where you win 4 or 5 games and that's kind of common. Same thing in the NBA, right? In the NFL, man, stacking up wins like that is extremely difficult to do. And I'm just proud of the Packers, man, for getting it done. This is exactly where we want to be coming into one of the toughest games, certainly the toughest game of the year so far up to this point, and the most important one. So we did the right thing. We beat the team that we were supposed to beat, and I don't care if it was by a field goal. I don't care if it would have been by an extra point. We got the dub. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, definitely. Coach Lynn says, these people don't know ball or watch the show, shaking my head. Appreciate you, Coach. One thing about this show, the approach that we take, trying to look at it from the team's perspective, the coaching staff's perspective, breaking down the tape. We lean on the tape rather than analytics, although we will talk analytics a lot on this show. We're looking for the hardcore fans. I'm not looking for a bunch of subscribers to the channel that are just want to get in here and kind of talk casually about football. They're welcome. Don't get me wrong. But I can't stand the whole, hearing fans talk about how they're so upset with this win and it's ridiculous and this ain't good enough and we're going to have to be better and this and that. And then you hear the way that they're versed in the game and breaking it down or lack thereof. And they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And it's like, those people are welcome here, but that's not the target crowd. The target crowd is the fans that want to learn football, and not that I'm going to teach it or Tim's going to teach it or Amelia or anyone else is going to teach it. We're all just fans, Packer fans, total access. But we're going to look at it through the lens of, what did Belichick say about that? What did Bill Walsh write a book about that with? We're going to dig in that way and truly understand the game rather than just throw out emotional. They're going to get some emotional on the show, I promise you that. But that's not the goal. It's a byproduct typically, and it's a bad one, but we try to keep that out. But, yeah, I appreciate you, Coach. Ron Sample says Bears culture problems are generational. That's the thing, too. It's the ownership. Yep. Everybody's talking about the Jets right now. Who was it? Here we go. Dan Lang in the chat says, so sweet, Packers win, Bears lose, and the Jets are a dumpster fire. And Belichick has been speaking on this a lot. For those of you who don't know, Bill Belichick absolutely hates the New York Jets. Despises the whole organization. I think he despises the Johnson family because I think it was Woody Johnson's dad that owned the team before, I believe. I don't think he bought it outright. I want to say it was at least passed down one generation. But he talks about, Woody over there, the owner of Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, rather than ready, aim, fire, it's ready, fire, aim is what he says. Meaning there's no method to what he's trying to accomplish. It's just, that looks shiny, let's go get it. That looks shiny, let's go get that. And everyone can blame Aaron Rodgers and say that he's the one pulling the strings. I call BS on that. I think that's just a lazy argument for people that don't like Aaron Rodgers. Woody Johnson is the one calling the shots over there. He has been for a long time. Is he taking input from Aaron? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And why would you not? A Hall of Fame quarterback is saying, hey, look, if you get me this, this, and this, that'll help us progress quicker. Whether it's right or wrong, the person who says, no, I'm not going to do that, after your culture has just been absolutely cheeks for so long, it's going to continue to be cheeks. Yeah. But I'm with you on this whole, the comment there that it's generational with the Bears, because it's the same thing, Tim. Like, how many we seen them when they drafted Jay Cutler. We got us a franchise, or not when they drafted, when they traded for Jay Cutler from Denver, right? We got a franchise quarterback. Never did pan out, right? They just couldn't put everything together. And then they went from Jay Cutler to, what was it, Mitch Trubisky, I believe, right? And then Mitch Trubisky was supposed to be MVP Mitch. He was supposed to be the next big thing. And then that didn't pan out. And then you go draft Justin Fields, and that's the next. Sooner or later, you got to look up and go, you know what? Maybe we got a culture problem. And I think that starts with the McCaskey family. So.
And the instant Justin Fields is not a Chicago Bear, he's playing his best football.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no that's not a coincidence, right? I mean, that totally backs up what you're saying.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And again, that's what it comes down to, is building the culture of an organization. And you got to have football people controlling that culture. See, like the McCaskies, they don't have football people controlling that culture. They just don't. They went and got this young GM. I can't think of his name now. Ryan Poles, is that right?
Yep.
They go get this young GM. He's kind of analytical, and he's just this young, flashy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, who is coaching him, right? That should be the question. Who is coaching your GM? Who is it? Who's Coach Goody? Well, Goody comes from that long line of on-the-job training, head scout, right, for Ted Thompson. Ted Thompson was a head scout before he was GM, right? Our boy Ron Wolf before that was a head scout, right, for I think all the way back to Oakland back in the days, or it might even been Los Angeles Raiders, the way that flip-flopped back and forth, but he kind of worked under Al Davis. So you've got a football mind that's running things, and that trickles down, and everything's being looked at from a football mind as opposed to a owner like Jerry Jones. I love Jerry Jones's passion. I do. The fact that he is a multi-billionaire and he can be doing anything he wanted in the entire world, and he chooses to be involved with the football team, I love and respect that. I really do. But it doesn't work. You need a football mind at the top making those decisions, right? So
that's right.
I don't know if that makes sense, but Jason Y with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He says the Packers front office is always great at thinking without emotions, imparting from players before they decline. And Jason, there's been so many times I've been pissed off about that. And then after just a short stint, it's like, that was the right move. It sucks. You don't want to see your favorite players go. I think they've let go of some a little too early, but the people that they let go just in time compared to the people they let go too early, I mean, obviously they've hit on a lot more than they've missed there. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think that's a great point there, removing the emotion. And you got to be kind of cold-blooded in that sense if you're going to work in the front office, but also you've got to have in mind the culture of the team and that camaraderie and why it's important to have someone like an Aaron Jones in the locker room, right?
I think that's a big part of the reason why we held on to Darnell Savage as long as we did, even though the production on the field wasn't quite where we expected, and we felt like maybe he didn't really meet or exceed expectations, but he was such a good locker room guy. He was a great teammate, great leader out there, and it means something here in Green Bay. Really means something in any NFL locker room, but it's something special, man. We value our good leaders and high level of leadership here, and we're kind of seeing it now with Kenny Clark. We talked about Kenny Clark kind of being up and down. He signed that contract extension. That guy is a pillar in that locker room. He is a leader, and that brings value. And so that's when you get those little situations where maybe we feel like we're hanging on to somebody too long, but it's more than just X's and O's all the time. It really is. You got to look at, are your guys ready to play? Great players make players around them better. And when you get guys like that on your team, you tend to want to hold on to them for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But again, Jason, thank you for the super chat, bud. We appreciate you. Let's see here. Greg Rice earlier says, what is Williams' status? Talking about Evan Williams. Tim, have you heard anything on it? Because like 2-0 for this says he should be good to go for Sunday. Greg, I hope that's the case, but I haven't heard anything on Evan Williams. Have you?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
There you go. I mean,
see you on Wednesday for the injury report.
Because they're quiet on that one, aren't they? Like they, and that's the thing. The team didn't come out and say a whole lot about the other injuries. I think there's agents leaking information. The fact that Evan Williams' agent isn't leaking out information worries me a little bit. Like it might be a little worse than it actually is, or they might actually be taking advice from Evan, which was taking advice from the team, and they're actually going, "Hey, please keep this in house." That could be the case too, right? So, yeah. Let's see here. Fred McFarley says, "Are we doing the PTA hot piss play of the game?" I'm going to show multiple plays of the game here, in a second. And it's not going to be chalk talk. We're going to do that tomorrow where we break it down really in depth. But we'll call these the hot piss plays of the game. All right, we'll hit on those here in a little bit. So I appreciate you, bud. Nick McSwain says, drama follows Rodgers because the media makes it that way. 99% of his teammates have liked him and says something. That says something. Could not agree more, Nick. Could not agree more. But again, I want to move on from the Rodgers talk because everybody is so damn emotional about it. You can't have a conversation. I just want everything to be rooted in truth and fact, and everyone kind of draws their own conclusion there in that regard. But I completely agree with you there, Nick, for sure. Drew D said, remember how many fans were upset we picked Goot over Elliott Wolf? I remember that. And
Yes.
Drew, the reason they are is because they love their heroes. Ron Wolf was a hero, and they love the idea of Ron Wolf, his son taking over and obviously doing the same things his dad did here. It's just like Wisconsin football players, right? Packer fans at heart want Wisconsin football players on the Packers. They just want that, right? That's why Mark Tauscher to this day is so beloved, is because he was a Wisconsin boy and a Wisconsin Badger, and got to go on and overachieve, being drafted really late. Was he a 7th round pick, I believe, if I remember correctly, 6th or 7th?
Something like that, 6th or 7th round, yeah.
Yeah. And same thing happens with those Wisconsin football players. People get upset when the Packers pass up on them, and it's the same thing with Elliott Wolf. And again, it's why you've got to remove the emotion and go, hey, all right, who is the better guy? And I love how they picked Goot. I remember Mark Murphy's press conference, and I remember people talking about how he basically got everybody's scouting reports together, and Goot had the most accurate scouting report of anyone. Like, it's like he had all the hits. It's like, all right, that's our dude. I think that's awesome. Not that they're going to dig too far into the scouting department to hire a inexperienced general manager. Obviously, Goot was kind of the head scout for so long, but looking at his draft record over others, probably even Elliott Wolf, I don't know if he did any scouting or not. He probably did look at prospects and provide grades as well. But yeah, I'm glad we picked Goot over Elliott Wolf too. We'll see what he does, man. He's still got time to turn New England around. Obviously, they beat the Jets yesterday. Which that's not really saying much, seeing how that team is just in absolute disarray right now. So, all right, Tim, let's move on here on Victory Monday. We got the locker room speech from Matt LaFleur, about 2 minutes long. Let's go ahead and hit this and see what the coach had to say after this emotional win. And yeah, you can keep it down. It'll be fine. I think we're good on this one. Here we go, man.
Here's the deal, man. You talk about a total team victory. Holy, face some adversity today. Holy, did people step in and we didn't miss a beat. That was a total team effort. We knew it was going to be a 4-quarter battle. Give it up for yourself, man. Starting on defense. How about our punt? Daniel, I see Bo Melton flying down there. The protection was great. It definitely made a difference in this game. And you got to give it up for this guy. All he does is come in and kick game winners. Brandon McManus. Hell of a deal. How about our defense? Give it up for Coop, man. A sack fumble, a TFL, and a big-ass PBU at the end of the game. We had X with another pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Heavy D with that fumble recovery is good to have his ass back out there today.
The disruptor.
How about on offense, man? This guy comes in, delivers a huge pass at the end of the game. How about Malik Willis at the end of the game? How about Josh Jacobs, 25 for 127? But the resiliency shown by this team, all right? And here's the deal. We had a lot of guys playing through some, all right? Jordan Love playing through some. Evan Williams playing through some. Josh Myers playing through some. And there's countless others, right? We have Eric Wilson stepping in for Quay. This is a total team game, man. And the strength of our team is our team. Yeah. All right? And we got to keep battling together. Give it up for yourself one more time. That was a great, resilient effort, man. I'm so proud of you guys.
Pack on me. Pack on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Love it, man.
I love it.
The strength of our team is our effing team, is what he said. Love it. Nick McSwain says LaFleur making editing team work overtime. LOL. You got that right.
That's just communicating with your players, man. That's that passion and that fiery, that piss and vinegar. That's what we need. You need that sometimes. A few strategically placed F-bombs, they do wonders when you're firing up your men out there. So I love it.
No doubt about that. Coach Lynn says the team loves Jacobs. You can tell. Coach, I picked up on that too, man. And again, he was a captain out in Vegas, and obviously they were looking to trade him at one point. That says a lot when you're voted a captain and the team's still trading you and you still get voted a captain. I mean, that shows how
the disconnect in that Raider locker room, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
exactly
between ops and what's going on in that locker room. That team loved him. Everyone else didn't, apparently, and I'm glad because he's a Packer now.
Yeah, and the article I read, and it sounds a little weird. It's the first time me being a football fan that this kind of article's popped up, but his baby mama, for lack of a better way of saying it, Josh Jacobs is the mother of his child, right? Was interviewed about him, and you think, okay, if anybody's got anything bad to say, it's the ex that the relationship didn't work out. You know what I mean? That type of thing. She was like, he's just the best father. He's a stand-up guy. He's someone who's there when we need him. And it's like when you got the person that could be deemed possibly your biggest enemy, basically saying this is the best guy on the planet Earth. Like that really says a lot. I don't know. It really stuck with me when I read that. But yeah, Josh Jacobs is the man. Jason Watts says love is, quote, limited. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. We actually got an update on it. We'll hit it next. Drew D says, yeah, Love did not look happy, LOL. I love that he didn't look happy too, Tim. I don't know how you feel, but you could tell that guy's like, I'm not losing my damn job. Not that it's in turmoil or anything or up for grabs by no stretch of the imagination. But the thing with Love in that video was like, Jordan Love having to fight through some stuff, and he kind of shook his head like he wanted to be on that field with his teammates, man. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't think it's so much of I don't want to lose my job. I think it's more of like J. Cole's saying here, look pissed. Yeah, probably pissed that he couldn't finish the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times did he try to make it go out there, and ultimately he couldn't? And, not to sound like a crybaby, but it's a little frustrating that, a late hit after a play is basically what took him off the field finally. And wasn't even remotely discussed by the officials. There were no warnings, no anything. So it's a little frustrating. And I'm just glad he didn't, set himself back IR type stuff here. It looks like early going looks like it's going to be all right, even if he's day to day. That's positive news. But I think Jay Money was just frustrated that he could not finish that game and he couldn't help his team win.
Yeah.
That's all I think that was.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Number one Packer fan, Love was probably frustrated and in pain, hence his facial expression.
Yep.
Nick McSwain, LaFleur was asked about Love getting good news, and he said, quote, I hope it didn't come from the organization. So there you go. That's all you need to know about who leaked the information. It was definitely Mulugeta, I think is the name of his agent. So it was that agency that leaked that out. Drew D, Love is a competitor. Completely agree. Coach Lynn, Love was in tears on the sideline. He just wanted to be out there with his teammates. I think I'm just damn proud he's the quarterback of this team. And I'm also damn proud that Malik Willis is your backup because, man, that dude just comes in and continues to play lights out.
Absolutely.
Dennis Shook with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, when you play a team is so important. We played the Vikings when they were the best team in the NFC. Now we play the peaking Lions best in the NFL. It's tough. But again, Dennis, the way to look at it, and I know you know this, I'm just kind of speaking out, thinking out loud here. The way I look at it is this is a great measuring, like the Texans. What did I say before the Texans game? This is a great measuring stick game. Let's see how good we are. That's one of the best teams in the AFC. Now we're going up against arguably the best team in the entire National Football League. We're going to find out so much about this football team in Green Bay this week. And again, they might get beat by 20 points. When they're down by 20, I want to see how they're reacting. That's going to tell us a lot about the team. They may take it to the wire and lose a close one, right? And show we can go to bat with that team. There's going to be so much to be taken out, and not just from an emotional standpoint and just a global aspect of, okay, how well did they play against that team, but also in the specific strategy of the game. We're about to put on tape, and the Lions are about to put on tape how they think they should attack the Green Bay Packers both offensively and defensively. And then you take that into the next matchup, and you actually take it into the next week too, right? So I'm excited. So you're going to be in the house, right, Tim?
Oh, I'll be there. I'm due. every time I go to a Lions-Packers game, it does not end well. So I think we're due. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be screaming my butt off. I know all the other gold package ticket holders are going to be loud and not sitting in their seats for this huge divisional matchup against our arch nemesis, the Lions, who have absolutely owned our behinds at Lambeau Field the last few times. So I think it's time for a win, and I agree with Dennis. Like, this is a great time. We got a bye week next week, so it's like, I know we got guys banged up. Hell, the Detroit Lions have guys that are banged up. Let's throw everything we have at this team and win at home and keep our hopes for a division title still alive. I mean, the division title is still in play, guys. So we need every win we can, and I don't think we go into this game being intimidated at all. I think we have to go into this game being smart and realizing that we know who they are. We know what this team is capable of doing. What are we going to do to prevent that from happening to us, at home in front of our fans? So I think this Packers team is going to be tuned up, ready to play on Sunday for sure.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Dennis. We appreciate you, bub. Let's get to the Jordan Love update that we kind of talked about a little bit. So Tom Pelissero had tweeted out, Packers quarterback Jordan Love will undergo tests Monday, but there's optimism he avoided a long-term injury today per sources. Love kept playing after tweaking his groin, but eventually had to come out. Status to be determined for next Sunday's showdown against the Lions. So then he quote tweeted that and gave an update. He being Tom Pelissero, and said, an MRI confirmed optimism about Jordan Love's status. He'll be day-to-day and has a shot to play Sunday. So that was obviously information leaked out from Jordan's camp, and that's why Matt LaFleur made the comment. And one of the reasons is you want to keep that close to the vest. You don't want the other team to be able to prepare for any specific quarterback, right? So if I'm Jordan, this is just me, and he probably won't. I'm going to my agency and going, hey, look, let's don't do that again, okay? Let's try to help the team as much as we can and keep that information kind of in-house. If you wanted to really kind of dig into the conspiracy side, you could say, are they worried that Jordan's not going to play? So let's paint this public picture that he's healthier than he actually is. So they're kind of pressured into playing him as opposed to playing Malik. I just want him to be 100%. I don't want him to re-injure anything. So again, we talked about, the fact that the knee, obviously, you're having to overcompensate because of the knee and the weakness there from the MCL earlier. He's still wearing the brace. Those are the type of things that lead to these other injuries, right? We kind of talked about that last night, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I just don't know what to think because I don't know what you can really do, right? Like, even if Jordan did say something to his agent, right. Like, hey, keep this close. Hey, well, they're going to do what they're going to do, kind of. It's tough. Maybe it's all part of a bigger plan, though. I don't know. I do know this as a fan. I feel confident in both of our quarterbacks. We've seen Malik Willis prove that he can start with a whole week of install and a game plan and go out and execute. Malik Willis has proven that he can come in as a backup, which we saw for the first time yesterday, actually being called upon, middle of the game. Can you come in and finish this, get us a win? He's proven he can do that. Obviously, you know how I feel about Jay Money. I'll take a 55% Jay Money over half the quarterbacks in the NFL at 100%. So either way, going into this game, I feel good. As fans, we want to know who the hell is going to be the quarterback, though, clearly. And maybe I can sneak a peek at practice this week, see who's taking reps with the ones or something. But I don't know. And the less Detroit knows, the better. I do agree with that sentiment for sure. So the fact that it's up in the air could be a good thing right now. At least it's how it looks on the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point, man. Let's see. Let's go to the chat. Drew D says, I have a feeling that some of these media members are going to the family members of players and trying to get them to slip up. There was somebody last week for another team. I can't remember who it was, but the team basically said, he was, they were still looking into it, blah, blah, blah. They were waiting tests. I want to say it was the Bills. It was somebody on the Bills, I believe, because I think it was Bean that talked about it. Anyway, that player's mother came out on social media and said, no, he's fine. They asked how he's doing. He said, no, he's fine. Everything's good to go. And that GM came back and was like, okay, well, that's news to me. I was trying to blow it, put it under the rug. Sweep it under the rug, and then all of a sudden that player did play, and it was like, okay, they did. I mean, it was his mother on Twitter talking about it. So, welcome to 2024.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Let's see. Braden in the chat says, at this point, I'll definitely take Malik over a hurt Love. To me, it makes the most sense because you don't want to risk him having a worse injury, right? And Malik's serviceable, man. You know, and every time that Malik goes out there and plays and performs at a high level, all you're doing is increasing his stock. He's basically on the books for $1 million this year and $1 million next year. That's it. And if he goes out and balls out, and every time he does ball out, that price goes up. When we get to the offseason, Tim, get ready. Unless Malik completely collapses the rest of the year, when we get to the offseason, there's going to be some phones a ringing at 1265. And if it ain't a first-round pick, I'm keeping Malik Willis in-house. That's just me. Because the dude, there's a conversation to be had about – I don't even want to say it. We'll save it for another time. We'll save it for another time. That's not a tease either. I just don't want to get into it. My vote is anything less than a first-round pick, not worth it. Keep Malik Willis on the roster next year. That's me personally. So let's see. Rod Samble in the chat. Lions still won't know what to believe. They need to prepare for Willis no matter what. Amen. That's why it's important to keep that information in-house, right? And then Jason Y with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. Said, does it seem like Matt LaFleur saves the creative plays for Willis? Jordan's play seems a lot more aggressive, and he hasn't been taking the checkdowns. You know what this is, Jason? And people don't want to admit this. This is Aaron Rodgers all over again. Remember the conversation with Aaron, Tim, that last year? He's playing hero ball, and he's changing the play. He's changing LaFleur's play. He won't run LaFleur. No, that is LaFleur giving the quarterback, QB1, freedom to change that play if he wants to be aggressive or gets an advantageous look, because there's no time. The headset's off. The headset's off at 15 seconds. It's on the QB to diagnose this. All right, here's the play we're going with. I think with Malik, just like a young Jordan, isn't relying on, okay, let me go out here and kind of make this magic happen. He's just kind of running with the game plan. So I think it's Jordan taking that next level with his game and trying to play, with his brain as much as his arm and trying to get you in the absolutely perfect play. The problem is defense gets paid too, and that's when you get out there seeing ghosts a little bit. So I don't think that he saves the creative plays for Willis. I don't think that at all, because they've been like the play we're going to talk about here in a minute where he hits Jaden Reed for the 51-yarder that puts him in position to kick the game-winning field goal.
That was a can play, right?
That was a can play and something they drew up on the sidelines. Now,
and so what that shows you what type of leader Jay Money is, because Malik's been here, a few months now, right? Or going on a couple months. And clearly it's rubbing off on Malik's game because Malik is feeling comfortable out there enough to can and understand what is going on. Clearly LaFleur's comfortable. You've got a backup that you can give some latitude to, and you can playground football, draw it in the grass on the sideline type thing, and let him run it. I think that tells you how he's developing behind a guy like Jordan Love, who obviously developed under AR-12. So the lineage continues, it looks like, leading more proof to your point of first round or bust for any kind of trade proposal for Malik Willis going into the future, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, that's going to do it for hour one. Those of you listening on the pod, we'll see you on the other side for hour two. We appreciate y'all. All right. So, yeah, thank you for the super chat, Jason. Hopefully that kind of answered the question. I don't think he's saving creative plays for Willis. I think that more and more is being able to be put on Willis's plate. And I think that the fact that Willis has better mobility than Jordan. Listen, Malik Willis, he never ran the 40 to the best of my knowledge, but at Liberty, they said that he was the fastest player on the team. That was the receivers talking. And there were 4-3 receivers on that team. So that's where the 4-3 talk came into play, to the best of my knowledge. So you're talking about a quarterback that can run 4-3 faster than any wide receiver in the league, or as fast as any receiver in the league that isn't named Tyreek Hill. That's going to make the defense play him a lot different as well, right? And it's probably why some of the big plays are down the field when he needs them, because they're not really respecting his arm either. But thank you for the super chat, Jason. Appreciate you, man. All right, so since we're talking Malik Willis, this is a perfect segue here. Let's talk about that play, all right? And I was supposed to get Chalk Talk done today, Tim, and I got started on it. Yeah, sorry, Coach F. And I got sidetracked because I started digging into this, right? So I got a little bit of creative and made a video here that has the quarterback and the coach talking about this play.
Yeah, I saw this earlier. This is great, Clayton.
So what I tweeted out was, here is Malik Willis and Packers head coach Matt LaFleur explaining the origins of the 51-yard fourth quarter pass to Jaden Reed that set up the game-winning field goal, along with the two-play sequence. First play, split flow run or slice, and the second play was play action, drag and wheel. All right, now, just to set this up, they're going to explain how they got into that play. And what you're going to see is it's going to loop twice. You're going to see the run play that they ran the play before, and what they were trying to do was get a specific look. He said we were trying to get strong rotation. So if you can see my cursor, this is what they mean by strong rotation. This is the strong side of the formation. So it's strong left, okay? And you notice they motion over Jaden Reed so he can kind of line up right next to the tackle, almost in like that tight end spot. He's playing flyer there, I'm pretty sure. So what they mean by strong rotation is they're looking for this safety to rotate down. What they want him to rotate down and the other safety to rotate back, because that's going to free up the dragon wheel out the backside or the front side of the play for Jaden Reed. So you'll notice this first play, and I'm saying all this because they're going to be talking. I want to shut up and let you hear them, okay? This first play, that strong safety does not come into the box. So they keep the run play on, which is split flow. You're going to notice the tight end comes across in a sift block. Everyone else is blocking zone left. He's sift blocking right. They're going to give the ball to Josh Jacobs. So they don't can out of the original call because they didn't get the strong rotation. On the second loop through, you're going to see the actual touchdown pass. You'll notice the strong safety actually comes down. That's why Malik cans, and they run the play. Now, last night we were talking about how is this a screen pass because all the offensive linemen are way out here, right at the end of the play. It was heavy zone left with split flow right. They call that slice, split zone, split flow is typically what they call it, okay? So let's roll it here. Again, you'll hear Malik Willis, and you'll hear Matt LaFleur talk about it as the play rolls.
No, we try to just take it one play at a time, and we were looking for this certain look, and we didn't get it the first time. Actually, we ran it twice, and we just ran the first play, and then we ran it again, and we got the look we were looking for, and we just canned right into it. It was perfect. You love to see it.
Is that the guy you expect to come for you on that then?
It's a mix. You know, you got different looks, and you try to, read it true, and I feel like Jay Reed popped open, and I'm glad we got it to him.
Not only was it a can play, but it was a play that we didn't even have up in the game plan. That we talked about it on Tuesday. We thought there might be something there, decided against it. And then, we ran the keeper earlier in the game, and Vrabel suggested it. He's like, hey, it looks like the play is there. And so we put it in on the sideline. So no reps in practice. I think that's a big time credit to our guys to be able to go out there and execute it. Jaden Reed, Tucker, the O-line, the backs, everybody's selling it. And then ultimately Malik making the throw. So that was a pretty cool one, probably one I'll never forget.
Do you recall what you were thinking as he was doing that?
Yeah, I was just looking for the rotation. The rotation came down. We ran it was the exact same play, essentially 2 plays in a row. Where we didn't get the look. They brought a nickel pressure on the first play, didn't get the look for it. And then the second play, they showed strong rotation, got the look, and the rest is history.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So when he's talking about the nickel rotation or the nickel blitz, so essentially when you're strong left, your nickel is going to be on the weak side, okay? So when they fired a nickel blitz, that is an automatic indicator. If they're not in zero man and they fire a nickel blitz, then that means strong safety is going to be deep. Okay, this is just process of elimination, basic entry-level stuff with football. So they were looking for that strong rotation so they could hit that dragon wheel. Why? Because if they go strong rotation, they now know they've got man coverage with the nickel, or he's going to be fading back in zone. Either way, with the dragon wheel, you've got 3 different windows you can hit. Early in the drag, late in the drag, extra late with the wheel. They kind of waited till the backside with the wheel. I'm going to play it here without sound and just kind of let it loop. But Tim, what'd you think about that? I thought that explanation was just absolutely awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was a perfect breakdown. But I can't see this play on loop without seeing Tuck Norris.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that block is everything on this play. because if he doesn't hit there, Malik's in trouble coming out of that boot. And look how calm Malik is delivering this football too.
Perfect throw, Tim.
Yeah, man, just an absolute dime piece of a throw, and he looks so calm and poised, just relaxed, no big deal, just playing a little ball in the yard. I mean, that's a huge moment in the game, big time play by a big time QB2 in this league, man. And I'm just impressed. And like Coach LaFleur said, man, it was so many pieces that fell into place here. Everybody hit their assignments. You know, Reed sold it, Tuck Norris with the block, and then Malik Willis. Another great play fake, too. You know, that play action fake is very underrated. There's a lot of quarterbacks that will kind of half-ass it, and they'll cheat it. Malik does a great job of selling that handoff and deceiving that secondary just for a split second. That's all it takes. And thing of beauty right here. Yeah, I mean, the help's coming. It's just late because of how we ran this play.
Right.
You know, you can see it right there.
He got the perfect look that he wanted.
Yep.
Playing chess, not checkers. So what Tim's talking about, notice Tucker Kraft come across the formation and pick up that block, right? He's sifting. So he's actually staying in on the play and blocking. I don't think he releases. He does not. So he just holds up. What a great block. Oh, my God.
Man, that's huge, dude, because you're going to have that big dude bearing down on you when you're trying to make that throw, and that might cause you to hitch and allow that DB to get over, and that could be a pick or a tip pass if you let it go. So 85 is everything on that play.
Yeah, now watch him. This is the run. They had the play before. Look at him take out that block.
Yep, there's a sift there too.
Yeah, that's called marrying up the run with the pass. Everything about that play looks exactly the same there. Even watch how far left the linemen get too. See how they're all out there again, all three of them. Yep. Remember when we watched it, we were like, are they running a screen pass to the tackle? What the hell are they doing?
That's kind of what I talk about when I say Matt's ability to be able to throw out of passing formations or pass sets, or I mean, be able to run out of pass sets and throw out of run sets. I mean, this is condensed. Look at our receivers. You know, everybody near the line, everybody's got a job. I mean, of course, the defense is going to bite on the play action here.
Yeah. Now, look,
you set it up.
Look at the top of the screen. You see the nickel fire?
Yep.
Watch that nickel fire. That's what he was talking about. You're running a gap out of nickel fire. That's an easy 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards every time. So, again, just wanted to point that out. I thought that was really cool how they explained it. And I looked at the clock and I was like, I don't really have time to do this, but I'm going to hate myself if I don't take the time to do this. So I'm going to put it together because, again, I think it's just a great opportunity to learn as we kind of move forward here as fans. I'm trying to think here, plays of the game. I'll just do that. Plays of the game. All right, cool. Trying to make notes so I don't mislead anybody on the podcast, man. I can't stand it when people do that to me. We're going to be talking about this for the podcast. You get in there and it's 40 minutes of them just talking about their favorite hamburger, and then the last 2 minutes is them actually breaking down what happened. So, all right, up next, Josh Jacobs. We kind of talked about him a little bit. I put this one out earlier today as well. I put someone check on DeAndre Prince and Ventrell Miller. Josh Jacobs did them dirty. So I'm going to show you the play first. All right, I did slow motion here. This play, and all these are going to be on Chalk Talk tomorrow, but I just wanted to kind of show them as the hot piss plays of the week. Look at this right here, Tim. Oh, Lord. Did you see the dirt?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part, bro. Watch the dirt kick up.
Yeah. Boom.
Oh, my God. What a great picture that is right there, man. And then this is the better one right here. I can't help but laugh, bro. Look at my man. Look, I'm going to back up here, okay? Look, there's the first one. There's the first one. This is my favorite, though. Look at this. Put it on a poster. For everybody on the pod that can't see this, their linebacker is literally laying on his back with his feet straight up in the air, and really all four straight up in the air, like
I love it.
Praying to sweet Jesus or something, man. But Josh Jacobs, dude, that right there,
amazing. Great job by Scoot on this one too. This was the one.
Yes.
Watch number 9 as much as you can. You know, we're all looking at number 8, but take a look at number 9, seal a block, and then finish the play. Look at him stay with it, and then he's going to get back in it. Yep. It's important that you don't get spun around and get caught blocking in the back or something stupid there and getting that called back. I mean, great technical football there by Christian Watson. You know, does so much more than just, run down the field and catch the ball for us. So important to note that.
No doubt, man. So, again, that's another one we wanted to show. We got all kinds of good ones in here, really. And you're going to love this one, Tim. This one was absolutely awesome. This was The
We got a
forced
defensive
fumble-
one? Is this a
Oh, yeah,
defensive
you know
hot
it.
piss play? This is this is a 2-for-1.
This is
Come on, this is a 2-for-1. This is Edge Cooper and Devontae Wyatt. This is a double threat hot piss play of the week right here. Let's
That's
go.
it. So here's what you got, guys. You have Devontae Wyatt. I put Devontae Wyatt's a grown-ass man ragdolling this lineman before corralling the loose ball. So you're going to see our boy Edgerrin Cooper punch it out. And listen, there's no luck there. Watch him swing that arm around. Bang. He's going after the football, Tim. Look at that, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That is just, oh, man. I can't wait to break that one down on Chalk Talk. And then right there, Devontae just cleans that dude's clock. Look at this.
Bang.
I mean, elbow to the head, bro.
I mean,
Boom.
that's a foot race to the football, and really he's losing 2-1. You got another Jacksonville player running in from the left side to the left of your screen. So Devontae knows he's got to get there first, and that was just great leverage.
Yeah.
You know, that's like you at the buffet line, right? Get out of my way, man. Get out of my way.
The Brazilian steakhouse. Listen, boys, I love everybody in this restaurant, but there's about 3 items on that buffet I'm going after right now. And ain't nobody getting in my way. Ain't gonna happen. Cold beer on the table by the time I get back. We got to stay on schedule. Everybody move. Got to keep this
I
line.
love it.
So
This
yeah,
is what I've been talking about all year about Halfley's defense, man. Ball hawks. This is to the ball, play the ball, get the ball. Everybody, every single guy on that defense. And let's be honest, Trevor Lawrence is a big dude. That guy is a quarterback built like a tight end. He is not an easy guy to tackle. He's not an easy guy to punch the ball out and get a strip sack kind of like that. That was incredible.
Professor Cake says, I giggled watching Wyatt bulldoze that lineman for the ball. Laughing emoji, man. Completely agree, dude. Completely agree. Respect on just says, got to get that last egg roll on there. Gotta do it. Drew D says, I'm curious what Wyatt's PFF grade will be. Feels like he made a difference. I don't remember really seeing him much, to be honest with you, Drew, other than this play, but he did have limited snaps. I want to say he played around 20 snaps. We're going to get to the PFF grades here in a minute for sure. I just want to show some of these hot piss plays of the game and kind of give everybody an idea of what happened. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to be on Chalk Talk tomorrow too, Daryl. Tucker Kraft's 67-yard play was awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Coach Lynn says plays like that is why Watson will get a second contract in Green Bay. Could not agree more, man.
Yeah.
Could not agree more. All right. So on to the next one. Do we got something? I think we do got to know. Actually, we've got it. I apologize. We've got it here. And tomorrow we're going to break all this down, like I said, in great detail on Chalk Talk. But here is the Tucker Kraft play. And I just tweeted out Jordan Love to Tucker Kraft on a slot cross concept. So a slot cross, we talk about it. It's actually going to be the Y that's going to run the climb route. He gets rerouted. It almost looks like a post. When he gets to the second level, he notices Jordan scrambling right. So he has to break his route off and get vert, which is just a great job by Tucker Kraft recognizing that Jordan's in trouble. So a slot cross, the Y is going to run a climb. And then the receiver at the bottom of your screen is going to run a dig. And I'm pretty sure Rome ran a go. And when he sees that Love's in trouble, he tries to come back and kind of sit down on the sideline and give him another outlet there. So again, here, let's just roll it. Watch the Y climb here. I got the arrow on it right now. I think we got a different angle here in a second too. But again, so he gets rerouted. There's your crosser right there. Look at that, Tim. That's a veteran freaking move right there, bro. And then the yak, of course. So
yeah, slipping underneath. Who was that? Was that Tay Wicks coming across that they tried to cheat on?
I think it was Watson. Are you talking about the rub? Is that
yeah?
Yeah. I may be wrong here. Let me think. No. Yeah, you're right. That was Tay Wicks. Yeah.
Okay, so Wicks draws the help, and they forget about Tuck Norris.
Yeah, exactly. So they hammer down on that. Yep, right there.
There's the hand. I'm open.
Yep, exactly. Tucker is just awesome. So this next angle, you'll get to see a little bit better too. I want you to apologize for the mid-comment, mid-drink there. But so right here, I said Jordan Love, great pocket awareness. So what he's going to do is drop back in the pocket. He's going to feel the pressure outside, step up and to the right, and create this throwing window. Just an absolutely awesome job right here, creating the secondary. When you see right here, not there. All right, give it time to develop. Tucker breaks it off. What? Did you see that angle? That arm angle.
That throw, man. Like, that's crazy. Off of 1 foot that he's hobbling around on, too.
Did you notice him fall down?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what the bad grown still makes that play. So, just unbelievable, man. And again, the chemistry that they're creating, Tucker Kraft and Jordan Love. holy cow,
Yeah.
it's going to be so awesome for so many years to come, man.
He's doing it with a lot of these receivers. He really is. And I hope, during this weird time right here that, the guys are making that same effort to make, connections with Malik Willis too, because we talk about, you see Rome and Jordan, man, those guys are in sync all the time. You talk about on this play, Romeo working his way back to the ball as soon as the pocket breaks down a little bit. I mean, that reminds me of Rodgers and Nelson, you know what I mean? Rodgers and Cobb, Rodgers and Devontae, you get these, it's like a sixth sense where your guy knows where you want him to be, and I trust you to be there all the time. It's hard to do that across your whole receiving core, you know what I mean? But I think Jordan certainly made the effort because there's chemistry with Reed, there's chemistry with Wicks, with Rome, and with Tucker Kraft. It's just great to see him spread the ball around.
Yeah, man, it is. And again, the more chemistry he creates with more players is going to be absolutely huge for the future of the Packers, man. And again, it's like right now you've got Tucker Kraft's one that sticks out, Romeo Doubs, like you said, Jaden Reed. There's a little bit of that there too. It's still growing. Josh Jacobs just carrying the load. I love what he said after the game too. Josh Jacobs, he was like, I just wanted to. Once Jordan went out, I just wanted to prove that we can win ball games running the football. Like he put it on his back, his responsibility, right? So really, really cool, man. Let's see here. We got in the chat. It says, shout out to everyone in the chat, including PTA Clayton. Keep up the good work on this channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from South Bronx, brother BKL Contreras, a.k.a. Sportstainment Guy. Guys, go give him a follow. If he's got a YouTube.
Bronx, the South Bronx. Shout out.
Hopefully that's a Yankee fan. I'm a Yankee fan, by the way.
There you go.
Watch this game here, man. Tim is too. Everybody going to hate us now. You're going to see the subs go down. Yeah, man. Appreciate you. Everybody go click on his profile and go give him a sub on his channel if he's got one. But thanks for the shout out, man.
For sure.
All right, man. Donovan Schilling getting on the folks. He says 109 watching live and only 31 likes. Pick it up, fam. Hey, calm down, Donovan. Let me make sure I go live.
Donovan Schilling.
Donovan,
like over there sounding like Coach,
Love it. All right, next play. We got I think one or two more in us, and then we're gonna go to the PFF grades. All right, we got plenty of time. We're at hour 2. We're doing good. So here's your boy Rome. This was a huge play. Again, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Break down every aspect of the diagram. I put huge play by Jordan Love and Romeo Doubs, leading to 3 points in the middle 8. All right, so this is during the middle 8. I think under 2 minutes here. I put a 2nd and 10 facing cover one man. Jordan does a great job looking off the safety. Doubs makes a great late hands catch. Almost looks like a one-handed catch here too, Tim. But I'm going to zoom in since we've already read what I said there. See if we can get it in a little tighter. Here we go.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Watch
So
the route, though. The route is everything.
Yeah. Z Nasty out and up. So you're going to give him a little. We ran this last week. Remember, out, up. And Love just got so much faith in him, man. You're going to see it really good here from the end zone cam. As you can see, Dobby bring it in. I think it's one-handed, but nonetheless, man, a late hands is really what made this thing happen. You seen Jordan look the safety off there. Look at that, dude.
Thing of beauty. And if you watch Rome, he cooked him twice on the same route.
Yeah. So look at
cooks him off the snap and cooks him at the top.
Jordan knows where he's going with the football off the bat. He's just holding that safety middle field. Now let's let it rip and check out Doubs. I'm going to try to get just right.
Oh my God.
Look at that, bro. That's pretty much a one-handed catch, was it?
Pretty much, yeah. Mostly that right palm. Wow.
Yeah. Coach Buck is coming over too. I love it, man. Okay, it's just an absolute dime piece from Jordan. You can't throw it any better. Let's watch his legs too, because he's probably already banged up. But yeah, just an amazing catch. Let's just go straight to the catch on loop.
Well, the ball placement's everything because he is not open.
Right.
That's called throwing a guy open. Basically, you have a football size window to put that football. Basically,
Definitely. Dobby, man, he's making a case to be number 1 wide receiver. There's no two ways about it. And we don't like to talk about that stuff too much, but man, you gotta mention it with Dobbs because he is that dude that when you go to him, he's not going to let you down. Let's see. Here's another one.
Right, game on the line. Think play or not play. Who's the first name comes to your mind? That's what number 1 might mean, I guess, in this scenario.
Right. Judy in the chat said our wide receivers coach must be a heck of a teacher. It's Jason Brable. I expect him to get an OC job really, really soon. Really soon. Sucks, but It's coming, Tim. There's no doubt about it, man. That dude is next in line. I don't think Adam Stenavich will get a head coaching job like anytime crazy soon. I think that people will look in the more recent past here and go, okay, you know, with Matt LaFleur's offensive assistants, nobody has really excelled. Like, you know what I mean? Hackett goes to Denver, it didn't pan out. You had what's his name, Luke Getsy, go to Chicago, didn't pan out, right? Now you got Hackett over in the New York Jets, it ain't panning out. So I think they'll be a little hesitant on the OC because Matt's calling the plays. But when you look at a specific position group and how they've done so much with such a cheap wide receiver room, I think Jason Vrabel will get some looks for sure. So
I agree.
All right, so this play here, been thinking about this Edgerrin Cooper pass breakup all day. Occupies the lineman by sugaring the A-gap blitz, then has the athleticism to drop all the way into Tampa 2, seam responsibility, finishes the play by punching the ball out of the receiver's hands. Look at the ground he covers, Tim. He's right here. He's mugging this A-gap, right? But look at this cat. Not only did he mug it, he faked the blitz.
He actually cheats it. Yeah, he actually stepped in there.
And then right there, man, banging that ball out is just wild right there.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you might make the catch, but, you know, you got to complete the catch in this league. And it's like he got there with enough time to get a hand in there and punch that ball out.
Yeah. Was that Xavier McKinney that came over at the end?
Yeah, it was. I believe
He's like,
so.
How the hell did he get this deep down the field to jump over him?
Yeah, because it looked like X was coming over to lay the boom on the on Christian Kirk there, but unfortunately the turf laid the boom. Hopefully dude's all right. Didn't look good, but Edgerrin Cooper showing off that athletic ability right there, man. I mean, how do you?
And also,
you see it and you still don't believe it that he actually did what he just did. But here it is; it's on tape. It happened.
Yeah, and notice the guy who flushes him out of the pocket,
Rashawn Gary,
gets him off his spot, makes him slide left to make the throw. Yeah.
I believe that was that Eric Wilson in there.
Yeah, it looked like it. Trying to help. Yeah.
Yep, trying to help out. Kind of creates a lane for Rashawn.
And again, if Rashawn doesn't get through right here, Trevor Lawrence steps up, throws that ball, and Edgerrin Cooper is beat at this moment. No two ways about it. But because he was forced to step over, about a half a second delay, Coop catches up, punches the ball. It's a game of inches, man.
And you see that closing speed from Edgerrin Cooper too.
Oh, God, bro.
Like he's exploding after. Here he step in, and now he's out, but it's like he hits the afterburner here. Right around the logo at midfield.
Yeah, definitely. Drew D in the chat says Cooper's the type of linebacker you need to run Tampa 2. Him and Quay both.
Yeah.
Like that's what Quay does really, really well. Quay can make that play probably better than Cooper. The issue with Quay is the reading and diagnosing and obviously the angles in which you get to the tackle. He doesn't get to the tackle point quick enough. Quay doesn't. It's not because he doesn't have the physical talent. It's just mentally he's not reading the defense quite the way that Eric Wilson and are reading the offense, I should say, quite the way that Edgerrin Cooper and Eric Wilson are. Yeah. And they're going to show up on a real simple play on Chalk Talk tomorrow, which is just absolutely awesome. Gosh, where was it? I think it was kind of early. Yeah, it was second quarter, 10-14 left, 3rd and 2 play from their own 38, the Jacksonville ball, and both Wilson and Cooper get a stop on a swing pass. And it's just like there is no hesitation. Read, react, make the freaking play. Absolutely awesome. Harry Cheese in the chat said that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
No, I was actually talking about this one. Harry Cheese talking about this dude is a linebacker, and there are safeties and corners in the league who couldn't pull that off. So true. I mean, that's what allows us. I'm a big fan of the safety blitz on occasion. I like seeing, Jeff Hafley dial up a nickel blitz on occasion. Well, guess what? You can only really do that if you've got linebackers that can do what we're seeing Edgerrin Cooper do right here. And I think it gives us more flexibility on defense to be able to dial up some of those looks when opposing teams least expect it.
Yeah, completely agree, man. All right, so we got that one. Another one out of the way, and now we're ready to move on to PFF grades. That sound good, Tim? We're at the hour 10-minute mark. We'll rattle through these real quick. Yeah. Obviously, this is a part of Victory Monday, just kind of understanding, all right, which players graded out well, which ones didn't. We'll kind of key in on the positive for the most part because obviously this was a big win.
I really want to see how they graded Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Really want to see.
Let's dive into it, man. Let's see here. All right, so we'll go full screen. We should be okay to do that. You can see these okay, right, Tim?
Yes.
All right, cool. So Jacksonville Jaguars, guys, this was our second highest graded team grade, I should say, of the year, a 72.3. Isn't it amazing? All those people talking about we played like hot garbage. We're trash. This was a bad team. We didn't play well. And then you look up and it's the second highest graded game of the year for the Packers. So 72.3 overall was the grade. Let me widen this out just a touch. I want to get it all in. All right. 72.3. Offensively, they were 71.3. Passing grade, 77.9. Tim, that's the best passing grade of the entire year from our quarterbacks. Absolutely awesome.
Very
pass blocking, 73.4. Receiving grade, 70.6. That is tied for second highest grade of the year as far as the receiving grade. Running grade, 74.5. Run blocking, 51.7. Defensive grade, 64.2. Run defense, 68.6. Tackle grade, 29.7. That sticks out like a sore thumb. The worst tackling grade we've had all year. Obviously, with who was it? Tank Bigsby, right? Kind of showed out and showed off there a couple of times. Let's see. Pass rush grade 64.3. Coverage grade dips to a 56.7. And then special teams grade 74.5. That was their best special teams game of the year so far. Now let's dive into the actual reports here from the game, and I'll zoom back in just a second. Let's go to the offensive grades. Get that here's a guy ready, Tim, because we got a couple of them here. All right. Tucker Kraft.
Here's the guy.
82.5, Tim. 82.5 for Tucker Kraft, man.
Happy National Tight Ends Day, Tuck Norris. You should have been on the league's graphic.
Left him because they left him off the list. He put the Jaguars on his list.
Here's the guy.
So 82.5 passing grade, 81.8 in the passing game, I should say. Pass blocking. Remember that play we showed earlier, Tim, where he kicked out and pass blocked from Malik?
Yes,
67.1. Run blocking grade, 67.9. Tuck Norris out there doing the damn thing. Malik Willis, 26 snaps. 26 snaps, 78.6. Passing grade 78.7, running grade 63.3. Number 3, Josh Jacobs.
Here's the guy.
76.1 with a running grade of 77.3. Obviously ran the ball 25 times, cracked 120 yards rushing. Just a great day at the office for him.
That ain't no problem.
Number 4.
That ain't no problem.
Well,
Number 4, Jordan Love.
Here's the guy.
74.6 overall grade, 73.3 passing grade. Number 5, this one gets me excited. Jordan Morgan.
Man, look at this.
Yes, sir.
Here's
Jordan
the guy.
Morgan. Jordan Morgan, 83.8 pass blocking grade, run blocking grade of 65.7. Dontavion Wicks, 21 snaps, 70.3 offensive grade with a 70.2 run blocking grade. That's what
Here's the guy.
Romeo Dobbs, 59 snaps, a 69.2 grade.
Here's the guy.
And Chris, it never gets old. Chris Brooks, 17 snaps, man, 68.7.
Here's the guy.
And you remember, Tim, when they picked up Chris Brooks, they said his pass blocking. Matt LaFleur talked about his pass pro is really good. 78.3 pass.
I remember when they picked up Chris Brooks and they were like, "Who?"
I was they too. Were you not? I was definitely like, who the hell is this? What are we doing? Christian Watson, 67.5. And
damn it, I missed it. Hold on.
it's all right. I don't know, 67.
Here's the guy.
All right, we'll take it. So there you go. Anything over 65, in my opinion, like that's a good grade. When you get up in the 70s, like, all right, now we're cooking. When you get in the 80s, like Tucker Kraft, it's oh boy, we're flirting with elite. We're flirting with elite. So obviously, those are your top grades of the game. Zach Tom was 10th at 62.3, pass blocking grade of 78.9. But there are your offensive grades. Let's move on to defense. The top performers defensively for the Green Bay Packers. Eric Wilson, 81.1, run defense grade, 84.6, tackle grade, 70.6, coverage grade, 71.0. That run defense grade, Tim. Eric Wilson ain't playing no games, man. He is not playing any games.
I love it.
Number 2, Edgerrin Cooper.
Here's a dog.
74.3 overall grade. What's crazy is his run defense grade, 43.3. Tackle grade 39.2, pass rush once again 90.7. I said this since day one, Tim. He kind of feels more like Micah Parsons to me. Like this dude, when you turn him loose on the quarterback, he is fighting through grown-ass men blocks. On the interior, guards he's beating. And it's like, this dude might be a pass rusher at heart.
I'm waiting for Halfley to drop him down into the edge for one. Just send him.
And I kind of hope he doesn't, but I know what you mean. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. I love that he's mugging and dropping, mugging and dropping, mugging and blitzing, mugging and drop. You know what I mean? Like they have to account for him all the time. That's what made Micah Parsons so good early on in his career was he was playing stack backer and blitzing just like they're using Edgerrin Cooper. And then when they moved him to edge, it's now all of a sudden, all right, now we can chip him like what they're doing with Rashawn Gary, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing to take into consideration. But number 3 on the list, Jair Alexander. I like that one better. 72.1 with a coverage grade of 72.2. We got to keep an eye on him. It sounded like he's probably going to be good to go. Last I heard, we'll have the injury report tomorrow or Wednesday, obviously. Next on the list, Preston Smith showing up.
What a game from him, man. From the opening freaking snap, what a game from him.
70.4 with a run defense grade of 75.6, a tackle grade of 69.2, and a pass rush grade of 69.5. Just solid across the board. Carl Brooks, 67.9. Kenny Clark, 67.7. Kobe Wooden.
Good game from Kenny, man. That's a little bit better. That's where we want to see the numbers.
Yeah, especially that run defense grade, 75.9, and that tackle grade, 69.8. I would just about bet that's probably within the top 10 of his best tackle grades throughout his career. That's what he's really struggled, at least in the last 3 years, is what he struggled with. So it's good to see. Kobe Wooden, 67.4 with a pass rush grade of 70 on 15 snaps. So that's good to see. Carrington Valentine back in the fold there for 12 snaps, 66.4 grade. Kingsley Nigbore, 65.6. All right. So those are your top performers. Isaiah McDuffie rounding out the top 10 at a 65.5. So obviously a pretty solid performance there. We can come back to him in a minute, Tim. I'm going to get through them, and then I'll get your take. We can go back offense, defense, whatever you want. Special teams, 21 snaps. Listen, I've dogged Zane Anderson. You know, the whole joke that you've seen on social media, is he a real person? Nobody ever sees him. 21 snaps, 76.2 special teams grade. Let's freaking go. Tyron Hopper, 16 special team snaps, 73.4. That's what you want to see, some production out of that rookie linebacker. Matt Orzik, Tim, you heard everybody talking trash, bro. 73.3 this week. Let's get it. And then we got Bo Melton, who, by the way, getting praised by Matt LaFleur gunning on punts. 17 snaps, 70.7 there. Edgerrin Cooper, 7 special team snaps at a 69.7. Javon Bullard, 15 snaps at 67 or 66.7. Bo Melton, I've seen people on social media and in chat rooms talking about all he does is outrun the guys. That's what he's supposed to do. His goal is to make, when he gets to the punt returner, his goal is to make that guy stop and make him miss. You want him to tackle, absolutely. But the goal is to put stress on him as the first guy down, right, Tim? That's the goal of that on punt team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think he's doing a hell of a job. He kind of cut from the same cloth as his brother Max, right? He's another good special teams player early in his career. So,
the Melton brothers are all hustle all the time. It doesn't matter where they are on the field, what situation. They got one gear, and that's fifth gear, pedal to the metal all the time. I love it.
Yeah. So, would you like to see the offense, defense again, Tim? Anybody on there you want to see or no?
Real quick, while we're still on special teams, something that caught my eye: Mr. Tyron Hopper, another linebacker that I was very excited that we ended up drafting. 16 snaps, grading out good on special teams. You know, I'm wondering if he plays his way into this lineup at some point down the stretch as we, grind out the rest of this season. But I got a feeling, man, names like Cooper and Hopper are going to become household names here in Green Bay in the long term.
I could see it. And again, his special teams grade here was a 73.4 against Jacksonville. If you go back to the Arizona game, Tim, I don't know how we overlooked this, but special teams grade against Arizona, 85.7.
Yep.
Like when you're looking at his grades all year, special teams wise, 48.1, 62.6, 51.3. So you're going, all right, floor of 48, ceiling of 62. All right, the floor just raised to 66.9. Then you drop back to 62.4. Now the ceiling raises to 85.7, right? Back down to 51.3, and then back up to a 73.4. You're seeing incremental growth there with Tyron Hopper as far as special teams grades go. So that's going to be absolutely awesome, man. Drew D in the chat says, what I see is steady growth from Hopper on special teams. Completely agree. Daryl in the chat says, yeah, Hopper is a good linebacker, even though he's a rookie, just needs field time. And think about that, man. It's exactly what we seen with Isaiah McDuffie. He was like our special teams leader. Now he's kind of one of those swing linebackers, right? Yeah. I think what you'll see next year is Tyron Hopper take that next step. I really do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Do we have snap counts on Robert Rochelle? Because they're talking
about special teams, or
I'm talking about defensive snaps. I believe he had a couple defensive snaps, and I want to say Zane Anderson played a couple of defensive snaps.
Let's try this. I think I've got it. I think I grabbed this a screen grab because I thought we might need it. Maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah, here we go. Defensive snap count, right? Let me go back to full screen here. I'll go ahead and drop this PFF down. I don't think we need it anymore if I can slide this over. Sometimes the computer gets a little, as Matt LaFleur would say, wonky. All right, so, yeah, here are your defensive snaps. Let's see what we're looking like here, Tim. You were asking for who?
Well, the chat was saying Zane Anderson, but I could have swore I saw Robert Rochelle out there for at least one, number 22.
Let me drop that banner down, make sure we're not. Yeah, don't see it.
Okay, so Zane Anderson did.
These are defensive snaps, though.
That's what I'm saying. 2 defensive snaps for Zane Anderson. So that must have been who I saw out there, not Robert Rochelle. Okay.
Got it. Yeah, so obviously Javon Bullard had to come in and play safety when our boy Evan Williams went out. Evan Williams only played 18 snaps before he got hurt. So we'll keep an eye on that, obviously, as we get closer to Wednesday with the injury report and all that good stuff. So, again, there you go with the snap count. You want to see any other snap count, or are we good, man?
No, I think we're good. Just looking at Stokes there, 21 snaps. I see there's still, I guess he's fading out, but he's still a part of the rotation. And honestly looked good on a couple of those snaps that he played. So maybe this is just him kind of filling this role right now this year and helping us go bring Lombardi home. They didn't pick the option up on him, but that doesn't mean his career is over in Green Bay. The writing may be on the wall. There's a lot of talent there, but Eric Stokes is still fighting and still playing hard out there. And it's just cool to see that they're still including him in these rotations, even though he's not starting.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Drew D says, is there a way to see that linebacker positions, what linebacker positions our linebackers have been playing? Doesn't Cooper play a lot of Will? The thing about Will and Mike, it's very interchangeable. And what I mean by that is, like, on the play where you've seen him play Tampa 2, we've seen him play Tampa 2 as the Mike. We've seen him play Tampa 2 as the Will. So it depends on the defensive set. Like when they go to a dub set, then typically what will happen is the Will backer will be responsible for Tampa 2 because they'll play Tampa 2 with the speed or the strong side, I shouldn't say strong side. Yeah, I guess it is technically strong side. The speed side and the strong side. Okay. So like if you go Trey Wright, your Mike will be playing Tampa 2. Okay. Now, when you go dub set strong right, your speed is in the number 2 receiver. Typically the will play Tampa 2. And what they'll do is whoever they want to play Tampa 2, they'll just flip those guys. Right. So they come out in that dub set, they'll just kind of change places. So that's what I mean by Mike and Will is very overrated because it's got to be very interchangeable. Again, and Mike, Will, and Sam in the 90s, totally different mindset, right? Like, especially Sam. Sam Backer had this very specific role of, hey, look, you're going to play the tight end side, you're going to help fill the run, and you're going to cover the tight end down the seam. Nowadays, that's not how it's, there's really not that traditional Sam now. Although you do technically have a Sam in your defense, it's very rare that they actually play like almost this hybrid defensive end spot. Because what they would do, Tim, in the 90s, they would play a 4-3 under and bring the Sam up on the line of scrimmage. Yep. Right? And we actually seen a 4-3 odd that makes Chalk Talk tomorrow, which is really cool because it looked like an under. And when I dug in, I'm like, hold up a minute. That strong side defensive tackle is actually playing zero tech. That's what you call an odd front. So we'll talk about it tomorrow on Chalk Talk, though. So
awesome.
All right, man, we're way over, so let's get out of here, guys. In that upper right, you got a QR code you can scan. That'll send you over to patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access if you want to join our Patreon group. We would love to have you. We do giveaways out of there. If you're a member of one of the 3 tiers, then we'll put you in the drawing to win some awesome stuff as we move forward throughout the season here. And I was trying to get I know I wrote it down. Did I not write it down? I didn't write it down, Tim.
Uh-oh.
I mean, we can go back and find it. I got it. I know we called it out last night. The winner of the giveaway. I'll have to go back and listen to the show. I haven't gotten an email from them yet, so I'm trying to think of where I wrote it down.
You know what's funny is I thought I wrote it down too. Uh-oh.
Everybody in the chat's going, "It's me. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus." So, like last night, we were doing a giveaway for a autographed rookie card of Romeo Doubs. And again, I know I've got it wrote down here somewhere, and I'll go back and shout the name out again. I haven't got an email from him. There it is, Michael Herman. Look at Bates. Bates has got a memory of an elephant. Michael Herman was the winner, okay? And then second was Samantha, and then Packer up. That is
Look
correct.
at this guy. He's not going to screw up my giveaway, he said.
Sharp as a damn tack, man. Dude.
Love it. Thanks for the giveaway, Bates. That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know why he's hanging out in here, but he is sharper than the tack. There's no doubt. So, again, Michael Herman. Reach out to us. Shoot me a text, 865-658-5824, or shoot me an email. We'll just do a quick check to make sure that it is you and someone isn't trying to steal your prize, and we'll get that sent out to you. If we don't hear from Michael Herman, we'll be waiting to hear from Samantha, and then Packer up in that order. So, if you're one of those 3, go ahead and reach out. That's what I'm saying. That way we can kind of get it in the hopper, and if we don't hear from all 3 of them by Friday, then we'll just do it again next game day and give it away again. So hopefully we hear from Michael Herman. I'm sure we will. I'm going to comb through Patreon as well and see if he's in there. If he is, I can just direct message him. So, awesome. All right, that's it. Tim, you got anything else, bub?
No, go Pack, go. Chalk Talk tomorrow night. Can't wait.
I'm going to sit here and watch Monday Night Football and finish putting it together so it'll be ready to roll. But appreciate your time, man. This was a lot of fun. Everybody in here, thank y'all for hanging out. We appreciate y'all making us a part of your evening on this Victory Monday as the Packers, again, got that huge win down in Jacksonville, just a gritty win as they improved to 6-2. So, again, we'll do Chalk Talk tomorrow. Then we'll get to the injury report, start diving into the Lions game. It's going to be a lot of fun. So help me out here, Tim.
For those of you listening on the pod,
thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Go Pack, go. Actually, one more thing. Shout out to the Super Chats tonight. Jason Y, Dennis Shook, and Jason Y again. Thank y'all so much for contributing and also supporting the show. We appreciate y'all. That's it. Bye.
that is a possum in a dumpster.